Welcome students. In the last lecture we have started with the Newton theory as a first approximation, and we saw that first relation that as a relation between G44 and V, and in deriving this relation we consider the field as a static field, and we in the Newtonian theory we have the small velocities as compared to the velocity of light. Okay, so we assume the small velocities and the static field in deriving this equation, and on this equation we quickly recall how we derive this equation. We consider that the space-time of general relativity, which is given by ds square equals to gmn dxm dxn, and we compare this to the space-time of special relativity, which is given by ds square equals to minus dx1 square minus dx2 square minus dx3 square plus dx4 square, where our coordinate x1, x2, x3, x4 are nothing but our x, y, z, and the last coordinate x4 is c into t. Okay, so our x4 is equals to ct, and by comparing these two, that is the space-time of general relativity and space-time of special relativity, we approximate the values of gmn by g alpha beta is equals to, approximated value of this is -1 by comparing this gmn with this dx1 square, and gmn is equals to 0 when m not equals to n, and also G44 is equals to 1. So by comparing this, we approximate the values as G alpha beta is approximately equals to -1, G44 equals to 1, and Gmn equals to 0 for m not equals to n. Also for the upper suffixes, that is for the conjugate matrix tensor, and after considering this, we take the static field, and for that gmn comma 4 is equals to 0. That is, this condition is satisfied when we have the static field. After that, we consider the motion, the equation of the motion of particle, which is given by x double dot of p plus gamma of pmn x dot m x dot n equals to 0. This is the equation of motion of the particle, which is given by the geodesic equation, and we solve this equation by substituting the velocity, which is approximated to 0. That is for slow moving particle, this is equals to x dot 1, x dot 2, x dot 3 is equals to 0, and x dot 4 is equals to 1. We substitute this here, and we solve for gamma of pmn, that is for x dot 4 is equals to 1. Therefore we solve this for m comma n equals to 4, that is for gamma p44. We solve for this, and we form the equation, that is d2x alpha by dt square is equals to -1 upon 2c square g44 comma alpha in this form, and we write this as a comma to the whole bracket comma alpha, and we compare this with the equation of the del square of v, and then we get the relation that 1 plus twice v is equals to g44, right? So this relation that we derived in the last lecture, so in last lecture we assumed this, and the static field, which is given by this equation. So this is the condition for the Newton theory as a first approximation. In that case, we consider this condition, that is, we approximate the value of metric tensor by -1, G44 equals to 1, and this static condition, which is given by this equation. So in the same way, we are considering Einstein equation compared with the Poisson equation. As we know that Einstein equation is given by gmn equals to minus kappa tmn, And also, as we study theoretically, the Einstein field equation is same as the Poisson equation in the classical limits. So Poisson equation is given by del square of phi, which is equals to 4 pi g rho. Okay, or we can write this as del square of v is equals to minus k times rho, or del square of v is equals to 4 pi g rho. That is where phi is the gravitational potential. So in this paper we denote the gravitational potential as v, as phi is gravitational potential. So we denote v as a gravitational potential here in this paper. And thus, so in proving this, that so in comparing the Einstein equation with the Poisson equation, we have to compare this Gmn equals to minus k Tmn with this equation. Okay, so Gmn is also nothing but Gmn is equals to Rmn minus 1 upon 2 R G lower suffix mn, which is equals to minus kappa Tmn. Okay, so we use this to compare the equation, that is Einstein equation and the Poisson equation. So let's start with the assumption is also our, as we are studying the Newton theory as the first approximation, so we have to assume the weak gravitational field and the small velocities. Okay, so we assume that our weak field which arises from a perfect fluid. That is, this weak field is formed by the perfect fluid. The perfect fluid means nothing but incompressible or with a no viscosity. Incompressible and no viscosity is present in that fluid. Okay, so incompressible means that is pressure is not applied on that. Perfect fluid is also called as the ideal fluid. So there is no such a fluid exists in practical. So for the practical distribution, we assume that, for example, water and sun. Okay, that is, there is no effect of water is not incompressible, but we are taking this as, for practical distribution we take this two as in our case. Okay, so we assume that our weak field arises from a perfect fluid whose particle have small velocities. We denote the velocity as v such that small velocity is v, which is v is very smaller than c, that is the speed of light, and therefore our equation that is gamma is equals to 1 upon under root of 1 minus v square upon c square is reduces to, as v is very smaller than c, so gamma from this equation is in the Lorentz transformation. Okay, this equation is formed in the Lorentz transformation that we have not seen, but remember this. Okay, so gamma is equals to 1 upon under root of 1 minus v square upon c square, and as v is smaller, very smaller than c, so since v is very smaller than c, so v upon c is very smaller than 1, and thus its square tends to 0. Okay, and as this tends to 0, therefore this gamma tends to 1, and hence we say that gamma is equals to 1 when the velocity is very smaller than c. Also P, the pressure of the perfect fluid. We denote P the pressure. of perfect fluid, and for the practical distribution, for most practical distributions, like water and sun, we have P upon C square is very smaller than rho, that is P tends to 0. So for the perfect fluid, we have P upon C square is very smaller than rho, that is densities from the density P upon C square is very smaller, and hence there is no pressure on the fluid, and that is the fluid is incompressible. So we say that the P, that is pressure of the perfect fluid, is negligible or tends to 0. Okay, and from this the energy momentum tensor for this distribution, we have the form as, so we write here, hence the energy momentum tensor for this distribution means when we have the perfect fluid. So for this distribution, we have the form as Tmn is equals to rho um un. So we write this energy momentum tensor in this form, and where um is nothing but 4 velocity. Now as we are assuming that our field is weak field, so we approximate the Gmn as, so now for weak field, we give we give the energy momentum tensor as equation number 1. So for the weak field, we have G alpha beta is approximated to -1, G44 is approximated to 1, and Gmn is equals to 0 when m not equals to n. Also G alpha beta, that is metric conjugate tensor, is approximated to -1, G upper suffix 44 is approximated to 1, and G upper suffix mn is equals to 0 when m not equals to n. So this is the case when our field is weak field, and the weak field is due to this weak field is formed due to the distribution of the perfect fluid. So we write the energy momentum tensor in equation 1 for m equals to n equals to 4. Therefore T44 equals to rho U4 into U4, because it is given by, that is um is nothing but dxm upon ds. So this is nothing but x dot m. And as for the slow moving particle, x dot 1, x dot 2, x dot 3 is equals to 0. We assume in the case of the relation between G44 and V, where we have taken for slow moving particle this x dot 1, x dot 2, x dot 3 is equals to 0, and therefore x dot 1 is nothing but our u1, u2, u3 is equals to 0, and as these are 0, therefore we have only the, that is mn, that is all here u1, u2, u3 are 0, and thus we have only m equals to n equals to 4. That is for only this term we have this, the value of T44 is non-zero, and hence we write here as T44 is equals to rho, and U4 we have taken as C square, and thus using this we have all other components are 0. All other components are 0. So all other components are 0, therefore we have only T44 equals to rho into C square. So this implies T44 is equals to T upper suffix 44, which is equals to T44, which is equals to rho into C square. So for any form of the tensor, we have the form which is equals to T44, T upper suffix 44, or in the mixed tensor form, we have this is all are equals to rho into C square and T, which is equals to TMM, so that is equals to T44, which is equals to rho C square. So we give this as a equation number twice A. Also R, which is equals to kappa into T. This implies R equals to K, because the value of T is yes, rho into C square. So the value of kappa is kappa into the value of T is rho into C square. R equals to kappa into T. We have seen when we derived the Einstein field equation in empty space-time, we saw some results. From those results, we have R is equals to kappa into T, and the value of T is here rho into C square. Therefore, we have R equals to K into rho C square. We give this as equation number twice B. And now our Einstein field equation are given by Einstein field equation are given by Rmn, that is Gmn, equals to Rmn minus 1 upon 2 R G lower suffix mn equals to minus kappa Tmn. And as all Tmn other than this 4 are all 0, therefore we substitute the value of m and n equals to 4, and therefore we have R44 minus 1 upon 2 R G44, which is equals to minus kappa into T44. Because of this, that is all other components are 0, and hence we have only the m, we have to only take m equals to n equals to 4, and thus we have this equation. And now since G44, as for the weak field, we have assumed that G44 is approximated to 1. Therefore, we write this as R44 minus 1 upon 2 R is equals to minus kappa T44, and the T4, and since because G44 is approximated to 1. Now by definition, now we substitute the value of R44 here. So for this we use the definition of Ricci tensor. So by definition the Ricci tensor is given by Rmn equals to minus gamma of R mn comma R plus gamma of R mr comma n minus gamma of S mn gamma of R sr plus gamma of S mr gamma of R ns. So expression for the Rmn is given by minus, we write this expression in the form, we have taken mn. So when mn is there, so we have the minus sign, and here are the dummy suffix r we use, plus when we interchange this m and when we interchange this n and r, so we have the plus sign gamma of r, that is dummy suffix mr comma n, minus when we have the same order, so we have the minus sign here mn as the same order, and in the Christopher symbol we have s as a dummy suffix. In the product we have r sr, and plus when we interchange again n and r, so we are interchanging here the places of n and r. Okay, so we have the s as a dummy suffix here, in the product also r ns. Okay, you have to remember this expression, and thus if we substitute m equals to n equals to 4, So we have to find the value of R44, which is given by R44 equals to minus gamma of R44 comma R. Just substitute M equals to 4 and N equals to 4. So it is minus gamma R44 comma R plus gamma of R 4R comma 4 minus gamma of S 44 gamma of R SR plus gamma of S 4R gamma of R 4S. Okay. Now because of the weak field, the product of two Christoffel symbol vanishes, and also by the static field Gmn comma 4 equals to 0. So we use the condition of the weak fields and the static space-time. So because of weak field, the product of two Christoffel symbol vanishes, and also the condition for the static field, that is the condition is given by Gmn comma R equals to 0. This is the condition for static field, and this implies gamma, that is Christoffel symbol of second kind, comma 4 is also 0. So we use this condition. To the weak field, the product of two Christoffel symbol vanishes, that is this term and this term is equals to 0, this is equals to 0, and gamma comma 4, that is the Christoffel symbol with a derivative with respect to 4, is equals to 0. Therefore this term is also equals to 0. So this is 0, this is 0, this is 0. We are remaining with only this condition. So R44 is equals to minus gamma of R44 comma R, where R varies from 1, 2, 3, comma 4. Now we apply the definition of the Christoffel symbol here, that is we apply the definition of this. So this is equals to minus G, we take RS in square bracket 44 comma S and whole bracket comma R. So we apply the definition for this comma R, and the definition is GRS into the Christoffel symbol of first kind, and this is equals to minus in bracket GRS in bracket 1 upon 2. So apply the again definition of this. So we have G44 comma S is nothing but G4S comma 4 plus G4S comma 4 minus G44 comma S. We take here the square bracket, here the round bracket. Okay. So round square bracket completes, curly bracket complete, comma R. Okay. So here the definition of 44 comma S is, we have taken first, that is we have taken in comma second. So first and 4 here, comma first and comma third. Okay. So we apply here this definition, and now this is equals to, because of this, that is static field Gmn comma 4 equals to 0. So this is equals to 0. This term is also equals to 0. So we have the above expression in the form minus in bracket GRS minus G4 minus half G44 comma S comma R. So this half is constant, so we take 1 upon 2, and this minus sign is also there, so minus minus plus, and we have 1 upon 2 GRS G44 comma S and this comma R. So comma, we write this as SR as a comma, common term here. Okay, so we take the partial derivative with respect to S and with respect to R also. So we have this term that is equals to R44. Now here R and S are varies from 1 to 3, 4. So that is we divide into 1 to 3 plus 4th. And the For 1, 2, 3, we have the Greek letter which is given by alpha. So we write this as, so R44 is equals to 1 upon 2 G alpha alpha G44 comma alpha alpha plus 1 upon 2 G44 G lower suffix 44 comma 44. As again by the static, that is we are taking here alpha for 1, 2, 3 and fourth term, that is fourth coordinate. Okay, so we divide this in two parts, and thus here because of the static field this comma 4 is equals to 0, therefore this term is equals to 0, and therefore we have R44 is equals to 1 upon 2 G alpha alpha G44 comma alpha alpha. And since G alpha alpha is approximately equals to -1, is approximately equals to -1 because of the weak static field, therefore this takes the form -half G44 comma alpha alpha. So R44 equals to this. Now we substitute this value in the Einstein field equation. So we using equation 2, and above the equation 3 becomes, equation 3 is nothing but our Einstein field equation, that is Rmn minus 1 upon 2 R Gmn is equals to minus k into t. So we substitute this value of R44 and the value of KT44 in that equation 3. So we have minus 1 upon 2 G44 comma alpha alpha minus 1 upon 2 K rho C square, which is equals to minus K rho C square. And as here minus is everywhere, so we multiply this sign, we multiply the equation by minus, so we get 1 upon 2 G44 comma alpha alpha is equals to K rho C square, and when we take this to this side, so it is minus half K rho C square, because we are multiplying and also shifting this term to this side. When we multiply, this change to plus sign, and when we shift to this side, so it is minus half K rho C square, and which is equals to G44 comma alpha alpha K rho C square minus half, so this is equals to half K, that is kappa rho C square, and half get cancelled, so G44 comma alpha alpha is equals to K into rho C square. Now we take this C square to the side, so it is G, as C square is constant, so 1 upon C square G44 comma alpha alpha, which is equals to K into rho, as 1 upon C square is constant, so we can take inside the derivative and we write this as G44 upon C square comma alpha alpha equals to K into rho. And so this is in our form of the Poisson equation, that is the Poisson equation. We write this as a del square of V, or V comma alpha alpha equals to something times rho, right? Some constant, that is 4 pi g is in our case, but we are taking some constant into rho, so this is same as in this form, and thus we say that the Poisson equation can be recovered from the field equation of general relativity, and hence we write, and since thus we have V gravitational potential, so here V is nothing but our G44 upon C square, and thus we say that this is a Poisson equation for the potential G44 upon C square, and thus we say that the Poisson equation is recovered from the field equation of general relativity, because as we assumed previously the field equation, and from that field equation by taking the Newton approximation we derive this equation, which is nothing but in the form of the Poisson equation. So we are saying this as the Poisson equation is recovered from the field equation of general relativity. So which completes the second approximation of Newton theory about the comparison of Einstein equation with the Poisson equation. Now we find the value of the constant K in the relation, that is in the relation of the Poisson equation, that is G44 upon C square comma alpha alpha is equals to kappa into rho, and this kappa we call sometime K. In this equation, now we find what is the value of K here. Okay, so we write this as, we know that the equation of Poisson, which is recovered from the Einstein equation, is as given by this equation. We give this as equation number 1, and also we have the relation between G44 and V. So the relation between G44 and V is given by G44 is equals to 1 plus 2V upon C square. We give this as equation number 2, and substituting the value of G44 from this equation to this, we have, so substituting the value of G44 in equation 1, we have equation 1 implies G44 equals to 1 plus twice V upon C square whole term divided by C square comma alpha alpha is equals to K, that is kappa into rho, and now this comma, we multiply this C square, that is taking cross multiplication, we have C square plus twice V upon this is equals to C to the power 4 comma alpha alpha equals to K into rho. As C to the power 4 is constant, therefore we can take outside the derivative, so we have C square plus twice V comma alpha alpha, and outside it we write 1 upon C to the power 4, which is equals to K times rho, and therefore this is equals to, as the derivative of comma alpha alpha is here, so if we derivate C is constant, if we derivate it, then it is equals to 0. So 0 plus 2 is also constant, so we have V comma alpha alpha, which is equals to, we take C4 to this side, so C K rho C to the power 4 is here, and therefore we have V comma alpha alpha is equals to, this 2 goes to this side, so K rho C to the power 4 upon 2, and thus we write this as in the form K C to the power 4 upon 2 into rho, and by Poisson equation, we have the equation as given by del square of V is equals to 4 pi G rho. We saw this equation in the form del square of phi is equals to 4 pi G rho, but in the general relativity we denote the phi as V. V is also nothing but our gravitational potential, so del square of V is equals to 4 pi G rho, that is V comma alpha alpha is equals to 4 pi G into rho. We write that del square of V is nothing but double derivative of V, that is del by del x square in this form is there, therefore this is nothing but V comma alpha alpha, which is equals to 4 pi G rho, and substituting the value of V alpha alpha from here to this, we have K C to the power 4 upon 2 into rho is equals to 4 pi G rho, and we cancel this rho, so we have K C to the power 4 is equals to 8 pi into G, so K is equals to 8 pi G upon C to the power 4, so K is equals to 8 pi when G is equals to C equals to 1 in units, that is in the another unit we assume the gravitational constant G, velocity of light, as equals to 1, and therefore we get the value of K is equals to 8 pi. So we have the value of kappa is equals to 8 pi when we assume the Newton first approximation. Also in that case also we get that the value of K is nothing but our, it is equals to 8 pi, which is same as the value of constant in the Einstein field equation. With this value of constant k, we end our lecture here. And thank you everyone.